Who's hot? Who's not media? My boy Big Dave Cruz, you know what I'm saying? I'm Nat Burn. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Nat Burn. You can find me on Facebook at Malcolm Eldridge, MALXOLM Eldridge. Can't even spell it, but whatever. Holla.
Since 9-5, still ain't make a hit yet. Nigga must have 9 lives. 9 lives in a jetpack. Watch me go blast off. First gate got left back. The Grammy goes to that burn. I could've took it as a setback, riding through left back, pumping Noriega. Listen very close to the story later. All praises to the high creator. Got a lock on the shit, say hi to Jada. And like a DJ, I'll cross your fader.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. Little. And you're with Who's Hot, Who's Not. And right about now, I got one of the most cartoonic, entertaining, most. You want to talk about talent in all angles and all ways? He could act, he could rap, he could motherfucking. If the nigga, you get a nigga a song, he'll sing that bitch. No other than my nigga, motherfucking Malcolm Eldridge, a.k.a. Nat Burn, baby.
Peace.
Yo, Nat, talk to me. Yo, I've been waiting for this one right here, man. For real, you know? Because I honestly, we know each other for our whole lives, like damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so.
And I've seen you through the ups and downs, and we've heard about each other's ups and downs, and we know each other from music. So it's, to me, this is like very. I love this because this is like very exciting for me because I got motherfucking Nat Burn supporting me in the movement, and I'm supporting you in your movement.
Man, much love and respect, Mr. Little. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, like, I tell you this all the time. I wouldn't be where I'm at without our encounter in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you kept me on my toes with bars. Fact, you kept me on my toes with bars, man. And life in general too, man. We young coming up in the streets we grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I respect that, and thank you for this opportunity to talk to the world, dude. Your platform is dope, baby.
Hey, we lit. Dope. We out here, nigga. Hey, yeah, so Nat, man, you know, take me back to where it all started with this music shit. What, you know, how did it come about? What inspired you? What made you want to do music, bro?
I was I mean, shit, you going back to like. You're a fan as a child, like, you know what I'm saying. You listen as a fan. Run DMC, LL Cool J, like that was my era. You know what I'm saying. Big Daddy Kane, Eric B, Rakim, Kid and Play, EPMD. Anybody that was on the radio at the time was the fan. So when you 13, 14 years old, you really don't have much material, but you writing something down. You know what I'm saying. You had a little bar. Like the streets called you to have something to have something. You know, Absolutely. Some people took to it, some people didn't. By the time I turned 15, like I moved to Brentwood, and there was a rap after that, man. You know what I'm saying? The energy that was in the town that we grew up in was just tremendous. So whatever I was doing in the streets, I put in my music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. And then if you know or don't know, they don't know. Then Craig Mack snatched me up at 18.
Yeah, that's a big thing I wanted to talk. One of the main things I wanted to talk to you about is. People don't understand that you got a tremendous body of work. A lot of the times people know that your worth and your talent, and then there's a lot of people that don't give you the credit that you deserve for what you do. When you got with Craig Mack, give me a little rundown about Craig, and rest in peace, Craig Mack. Because you actually were one of the real niggas who was really physically by his side.
Yeah, man.
From Brentwood.
Craig met me about a year before his album dropped. He moved into the place I lived in Brentwood, and he bought weed for me. You know what I'm saying? That was our first encounter. Like, he used to call weed oops. And rest in peace to my brother, man. But one day we in what we used to call the rap house, and we banging off the walls and drinking 40s and smoking. I didn't even know the brother rhymes. And he stopped. Like, people like, yo, that's Craig Mack. People from the neighborhood, because I moved to Brentwood, so people from Brentwood was like, yo, that's Craig Mack. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know him from a whole, but then people was like that song, zoom, zoom, zoom,
Zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom.
So I knew the song, but I didn't know the face. Long story short, he stopped in the rap house. Was like, yo, I was blazed that night. I was just on one. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those freestyle nights. Like
which I know about.
Yeah, I know you like one of this when you just blind, everything's real. He stopped. He was like, he's like, yo, what they call you? And at the time they called me Gat Calico.
Gat Calico, that's right.
Yeah, man, I wasn't even that burned yet.
Oh shit, Calico, I remember that.
Shot Boondock Knocker. Like, I can't believe I just said that. That's shit, the 100-shot Boondock Knocker.
Yeah.
You know?
He
was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of dope. I got an album coming out, yada, yada. I was like, for real? Like, I did, you know, get the fuck out of here and beat it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't come into the cypher. So basically, I didn't even have that much regard. I wouldn't say respect. I didn't have that much regard for the man. You know what I'm saying? At the time. Come to fucking find out, like a year later, the Flavor in Your Ears out. I'm like, holy shit. Like, yo, that's dude I've been selling weed to all this time. But it was a
So you were still selling weed to him, but didn't know, or was there a pause, like in time?
It wasn't a pause. Basically, he lived in an apartment, and he would travel out, like cars would come and pick him up, but I didn't know who Diddy was. I never heard of no Biggie Smalls. It was just Craig Mack, and just by the so happen of the proximity of the neighborhood, my baby mother was DJ Teddy Lee, who was Craig Mack's DJ back in the day. So when I bumped into my BM, her uncle's like, yo, that's Craig Mack. And I'm like, nigga, it still didn't resonate.
Yeah.
Then one day I'm on the block and he pulls up in I'll never forget it. Puffy gave him a green Land Rover, a Range Rover or some shit.
I remember that.
He came back to the neighborhood with that. And he came back with a couple of cars, but I didn't hear the music. So when I finally heard the music, I was really impressed by it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, wow, I physically know somebody. Because, you know, Eric and Paris lived in the neighborhood. But it wasn't like we was chopping it up. I chopped it with this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying, at the time. So about 6 months, maybe a year after the album dropped, he was like, yo, man, you want to go? You want to go on tour? You know what I'm saying? I see you out here. You ain't really doing nothing but selling weed and shit. I said, bet. And that was my first experience getting into the actual business side of hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just writing rhymes and just trying to spit them to my friends in my corner. He threw me in the water. He threw me in the deep water like you would throw a baby into the water and say you're gonna swim and drown. You know, I'll never forget like the first show. He was like, he bet me $1,000 that I couldn't make the crowd go boom, boom. I said, what?
Yo, tell me what you did. So I know about this story. What did you do to make it? So he bet you.
I think we was in Houston. It was the first show he flew me out of state. And he was like, it was me, the DJ. It was performing was Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Timbaland and Magoo.
So you was around these niggas?
Huh?
You was around these people at the
we backstage eating fucking strawberries and shit out the charter, chocolate strawberries and shit. Yo, the shit was fresh, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, he introduced me to everybody. Everybody knew who he was, and it was a lot of love. And it was literally the first show I went on. He was like, yo, I bet you a rap that you ain't brave enough to go out there. I said, what? Give me the mic. And like I shut the it was an excitement. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, nigga, don't dare me to have a good time, nigga. Like, but he was like, I want you to get the crowd to go boom, boom. And I was like, now mind you, it was 20,000 people. It was an auditorium. Like, it wasn't no club. It was 20, 30,000 people.
It was a venue, big venue.
So the DJ, big up to my nigga Fucking Jokes. DJ Fucking Jokes was like, nigga, I got you. Like, just go out there. So we went out there and he let the record go. That because when Flavor, like after he says, yo man, yo Mac, I can't even believe that part. After that part, there's a part on the song like when you start cutting that record, it's like dooku 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 dooku. Like it's really heavy, like something about to happen. So when I went on stage, I was like, yo, my man just bet me. Y'all know who coming to the stage? Everybody's like, yeah, they're like, I said, my man just bet me I can't make y'all go do the song. So I need y'all assistance real quick. Like, and when I go boom, boom, y'all go, and they did it.
They did it?
They was like, when I go boom, boom, I want y'all to go boom, boom. And they did it. I said, nah, that's not right. Do it again. Boom, boom. And they did it. Boom, boom. And they, like, when the, y'all.
How was the feeling? What is that feeling like 20,000 people just humming?
I've been chasing it ever since. Because it wasn't my show. It was his show.
Yeah.
I've been chasing it ever since.
Wow.
19. I've been chasing that feeling ever since. Like, it's an undescribable. Artists know. People that think they have talent know. Mm-hmm. But unless you next to somebody that actually throw you out there with the sharks, you really, really just don't get it. Like, it's such a empowering, but also humbling feeling because people are fucking with your music, and then you have control over them. Nigga, you got control.
Was Craig a great showman as well?
Craig was he a great showman? Best showman I knew. You know what I'm saying? As far as energy,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as energy and delivery, he always like, you know what I'm saying? Like before shows, he went. Yeah, he was a great showman. Like he had me around the best at the time, which I felt was the best at the time. Like Busta's show was crazy, Craig's show was crazy, DMX's show was crazy. The R&B niggas, like Drew Hill was out when I was with him. Like they were crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy, like just overpowering shows. So I get a lot of that energy from them. You know what I'm saying?
And that, I gotta give it to you, man. You definitely have that kind of energy. That every time I've seen you like do a performance or something, it's magical. It's dope, man. It's, you know, so through that whole ordeal, I know shit. You talking about being on stage, 20,000 people chanting some shit. You know, what else came with that? Was there drugs? Was there bitches? Was there like what else came with that?
Being on tour, the first year was like a shock. What came with it was funny because I was talking about somebody else's situation, and I wasn't even the star. I was not the star, not by far. Nobody knew who Malcolm Eldridge was, Nat Byrne. Just by being associated with that dude, Bad Boy, got a little Bad Boy jacket. It's like you're the shit, and flies can't get enough of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as women was concerned, and the stigma was Craig was ugly as shit. I don't know how people said that shit, because that room, if we wanted it, could have been packed with 10 to 15 women a night or whatever we wanted to do. Like, it was literally that. Now, was they all dimes? Some were very dimeful, and some were very, like, what are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing here?
We had ups and downs, but being in the store, like, chicks, drugs wasn't really heavy. Like, we smoked pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We smoked the little trees or whatever. But it wasn't like we was like on drugs. Like, it wasn't like get them to the Greek or nothing like that. But yeah, we, like one time Craig sent me out for weed. We was in fucking Las Vegas. First time I've ever been to Vegas. He sends me out for weed, and it was like get him to the Greek because I went to the lobby. Like, where am I gonna get bud from? So I asked a hotel lobby nigga, like, he's like, dog, I seen you earlier, dog. You was with Craig Mack, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, bet. Listen, I get off at 6 o'clock, nigga. Meet me at the front. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so I went back upstairs. I got a knot on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ball out. He's like, yeah, man, the bud man around the corner, dog. Just take a ride with me, dog. We jump in the whip. 3 hours later, I'm in the hood, shootout, bitches, craziness just to get a sack of weed. It was bananas. Like, the nigga was strapped up. Like, his homeboy called him. He's like, what, dog? I'll be right there. We got to take a ride, nigga. Click. I'm like, nigga, drop me back at the hotel. Like, it was bananas.
So that stigma of being like that feeling, you know what I mean? I've never felt that, for sure.
It was dope.
I've never felt that. So what the bitches is there, and I'm going to go back to the chicks because everybody always wants to know. Are the bitches, and I'm not going to call them bitches. I'm going to say the groupies, the females. Were they really the way they say that we can't even imagine? Like, will they do almost virtually anything with a celebrity?
Dude, I don't want to let out the secrets. It's not that I can't. But, brother, that status is that status. Really? If you got a popping record, everybody may not throw their panties at you, but you're guaranteed I mean, I'd say guarantee. I'd say like it's literally a guarantee. Especially if you have a little bit of personality. There's somebody like you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like you, and I mean it. Like, they just, it does come. It does come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It does come with it. I can imagine. Now, was Craig, when you was out there with Craig, was he giving you money, or how were you making some?
Yeah, I made the most money from music. I had a record out from back in the day for Ja Rule and Ving Rhames, right? That was my first record. I got money from that, but Craig gave me my most money from the entertainment business that I ever made in my life. I must have made maybe, and that was the first summer, I must have made about 40 grand in like 3 months.
Really?
40, 50 grand in like 3 months.
You blew that.
Facts. He was giving me $2,000 a show. We were doing like 3-4 shows a week.
Really?
Yeah, he was giving me good money, man. He gave me, and at a young age, I was 20, 21. I didn't know, like I was selling weed. We sold a lot of weed at the time, but it wasn't nothing like 15 minutes a show.
Yeah,
and
then
you getting $2,000, and then I would go gamble. Little C's, we was on tour with Little C's and Little Kim, so every time I would get my little check, I would hang out with Little C's. Like,
really?
Like, yo, C, like, cause I looked at C like Little C's to me was my mirror to Craig.
Yeah,
and we got along. Like, you know what I'm saying? See, if I see C's now, I'm like, yo, nigga. He was like, oh shit. What the fuck you been? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was the dude. That was the homie right there. So yeah, I would get money and go to the strip club and go and gamble, roll dice with, you know what I'm saying, little mafia, all type of shit. Yeah.
So so you do like I'm thinking about, so you know, after all the Craig thing, I know there's a story that people don't even know about, and I think that people should know about it. It's the time when you was in Vegas, because I think at the time Bad Boy and Craig they had parted ways, and y'all went to Vegas to meet with Suge Knight.
That was the most this is Craig goes to the office and he's supposed to put out another album with Diddy, and that's not real. Like it was Fugazi. You know what I'm saying? Craig didn't have an idea about it. They got Diddy, Sean and him got into it like it was over. Mm-hmm. It was over. Like it was over. So he comes to me and tells me that he has another opportunity, and I'm supposed to be. I was his right hand at the time, like one of his right hands anyway. He's like, yo, I'm signing with Death Row.
Whoa.
In my brain.
That was the time when Death Row, New York and the West Coast were beefing, right? Ultimately?
Yeah, I mean, heavy. Like, it must have been, Pac died in 96, 97. It was heavy. It was just really like a lot of bullshit. Snoop crushed the buildings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit happened. And he was like, yo, I'm done with Diddy. Fuck that. These niggas is giving me $1 million. I said, $1 million? And I said, yeah, I'm getting them. I'll be the first rapper with $1 million contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? Straight up $1 million cash in my pocket. That's what he was looking for when he left that Bad Boy. He was with Eric B and everything. You know what I'm saying? Peace to Eric B. And we went out there, man. And Suge, from my experiences with him, was everything everybody talks about. Like, you can see it. Like, you can feel it and you can see it. The nigga's 6'3", a fucking monster.
He's a beast.
With the personality of a fucking rattlesnake.
Word. That's
you know what I'm saying? You
crazy.
can see it behind his eyes. If he stares at you too long, you better look down, like type nigga.
Really?
He didn't put that pressure on me because literally I was just not on nobody's radar. But you know what I'm saying? He walked in the room. I'll never forget. He walked in the room through like $15,000 in cash wrapped up in the like, you know what I'm saying? What it says 5,000.
Yeah.
That on the bag. He goes, here goes a little play money, and him, Michelle, and Eric B left, and then Craig looked at the money for like 10 minutes. I'm like, yo, nigga, what's wrong with you? Pick up the money. He's like, yo, Malcolm, nobody do business like that. Because I had Daz's number. I'm saying, I was like, yo, I'll see you later tonight, because me and that nigga was cool. And Badass back in the day, my homeboy Badass. They was all at the fight. So we knew they were coming. We get another phone call about 20 fucking minutes later after the fight ended, and it was Suge. I said, yo, man, yo, Craig, it's Suge on the phone. He took the phone. He stood silent for like 5 minutes, then he hung the phone up and went into the bathroom. And I always tell this part of the story because it was really prevalent, because we was having a really good time. He hung the phone up, went into the bathroom like for 10 minutes. I'm like, yo, that nigga's got a shit. So I started talking to his girl and the girl I was with. I'm like, yeah, both of y'all come in. Like, like don't worry, he be back, you know. And then when he came out the bathroom, he was like, yo, I'm sorry to say, young ladies. I never forget it because he was so polite. He was like, young ladies have to leave. Tupac just got shot. Right, he's dead, and he's dead. So like you know, like the record stopped, and the vibe in the room just was like, bitches started crying. Yeah, ladies, the young ladies, oh, you told me crazy. I'm like, y'all heard the man? Come on, raise up.
Get the fuck out.
Y'all heard him? You fucking heard him? Come on. I was like, what? Like, y'all heard him? Come on, girls. I'm throwing ice buckets. Now, mind you, I'm just pouring champagne on this woman's foot. Now I'm like, yo, get the fuck out. Yo, you gotta go. Like, so, I was pouring champagne on the foot and dripping into my mouth. I was, at 21, I was on it. So, so I'm like, yo, chicks gotta go. And they left. And then he got another phone call from Suge. Suge was like, yo, I got grades. You know what I'm saying? You can hear him on the phone like, yo, I got grades, son. He's like, yo, stay there. So Craig hung up the phone, was like, nah, B, we changing our rooms. He's like, Malcolm. He gave me a knot. He was like, here, I want you to go down the front desk and get us the fucking penthouse. We getting out of here. Like, we changing our room. And I'll never forget him trying to hide his face by putting a hood up.
Why though? Why was he doing that?
Because we in Vegas, we on the West Coast. They don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened. Nas, Foxy Brown, and the firm were out there too. AZ, I remember seeing AZ in the Nas, Foxy Brown, and the firm was out there. So Pac being shot, Craig felt in his heart that it could be anybody from the East Coast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, hell yeah.
Like, we didn't know who was looking at who. And I'll never forget the faces of some of them Crips and some of them Bloods that I saw out there. Like, this one dude, you know what I'm saying? If you legal to carry, you legal to carry. This dude had the Desert Eagle, black. Oh, so pretty. But I'm looking at him, but he had so much hate in his eyes. The reason I'm bringing up that sister is because we're walking down the hallway and this dude must have been 6'7", 300 pounds, nigga, with a fucking Desert Eagle the size of your forearm. Like that, like it was just huge ass gun. And he's looking at us and he's seen Craig. I made eye contact with him. He seen Craig, but he was like, I know he just like in his head was like, all right, they didn't do it. They just slided through. Like, you know what I mean? Craig was like, I'm not taking no chances with our lives, nigga. Like, we just changed the rooms. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm, get your shit together.
How fast y'all got out of there? Was it easy for you to leave Vegas, or did you have to go through some bullshit?
But it was rough that first night because it was the first night we didn't know who to trust. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That first night we didn't know to trust. What happened was we caught a charter back to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like the next day or the day after. Like we stayed in the room. We was fucking turtles. Stayed in our shelf for like that first day. And then like the next day Craig's like, fuck this, we getting out of here. And we chartered a fucking flight back to LA, and then we met up with MC Hammer.
You serious?
Huh?
You serious?
Yeah, man. We was with MC Hammer. We was with MC Hammer a lot of that trip. Like that 2 months that we was out there leading up to him trying to sign. We was with Stanley Burrell, and I'll never forget. You know, Stanley Burrell is MC Hammer, and you talk about a down to earth type of dude with money, just having a good time. He was gangster with his shit. Don't get it twisted. He was definitely gangster. All that can't touch this shit. All that comical, yo Hammer, like you know, third base and Q-Tip were mad at him. When I met him, I was like, yo, this nigga's a G. The first time I met Stanley Burrell, he had us come to this is I'm backwards a little bit. Like he had us come to his apartment on the 19th floor in the middle of wherever the fuck it was, right on the strip, and he came down in Speedos.
You lying?
It's flip flops.
You lying?
And sandals. He had Speedos with the fucking with the thing. It just looked. I was like, yo,
the nigga turned this bitch out.
Yo, turned this mother out. Yeah, and then he had a couple of girls, females, just walking around. He was like, and he put the robe on. A female brought his robe, and he put it on. He's like, yo, y'all just chill out. Go in the kitchen. I'm gonna get dressed. We gonna go downstairs and take out one of the cars. So one of the cars. So we went downstairs, and like when he said one of the cars, he's like, what y'all want to drive? He goes, "Oh, you got your man with you. We can't take the 2-seater, but we can get into anything else." So we hung out. But yeah, we went back to Stanley Burrell's. We got our shit together, and then we flew out of New York. Flew back to New York, rather. You know what I'm saying? So that was like just bits and pieces of that story that created my thinking about hip hop and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then he signed with Scotty Brothers for $1 million, and we all know the history. Right?
Niggas see what you're doing, and you know you're different, man. And niggas just can't accept the differentiality that you bring.
I am different. I refuse to follow trends. Fuck out of here, beat it. Like everybody's in the same lane, nigga. Like you know what I'm saying? You either doing boom bap, gangster, or you on that new wave shit. And I try to mix all three of them together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest gangster. Don't get like niggas is overly gangster, like straight up. Like
yeah, no, I feel you. Like,
niggas is overly gangster or they overly Bahama-D-ish. Like you over Bahama-D. Like nigga, how fucking native tongue can you be? Or like you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I got respect for everybody's talent. Like I've been around so much talent in my lifetime, and I've seen so much talent. I recognize talent, but when you try to convince me, I'm not the best MC. I just in my heart I feel I'm really I just do what I love to do. If you like it, you like it. People are convinced they the best. Like there's nothing up before or after them, and that's what just kind of just throws me off. Like nigga, on any given day you're the best MC, but you know, I just don't get how niggas just go over.
Let me ask you something. What do you think about the whole Long Island and I asked somebody else this too, like the artists in Long Island and every nigga in Long Island is the best nigga in Long Island. Like I'm the king, I'm the best.
Well, you should be. I mean, you trying to represent a very tight populated area. You know what I'm saying? Long Island, if you look at our history as far as the MCs and the impact we had on hip hop and pop music in general, like it's just something in the water out there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As far as to me, there's no unity. Like niggas from different towns won't come together, and then nobody from the city actually respects us like that. Like you know what I'm saying? We might have some people that we shake with up there, but niggas ain't giving no Long Island nigga no opportunity no more. From like the niggas that really shake in Manhattan, Bronx, and Queens, Brooklyn, they're not giving Long Island dudes opportunity unless you related. Like straight up, you gotta leave. In my opinion, you gotta leave the state and come back shaking with some other niggas to be making some noise in New York from Long Island. That's just my opinion. But,
and it's unfortunate because we got so many people in positions, you know, to really help artists that. And now if you know. You got of course you got the Eric Shermans, you got the Paris Smiths, you got I mean but other than them, who really in Long Island can really create an opportunity for you?
First of all, unfortunately you gotta create the opportunity. I say unfortunately because you ain't gonna get the hand. You gotta create it for yourself. Like you know what I'm saying? They came from the era when like, please listen to my demo. That was a real story. Like Eric and Paris on the highway trying to get a deal every day. And you know what I'm saying? Going back to 83, 84, how many years ago. So them being self-made, when you come to those dudes and ask them to put you on, they gonna be like, nigga, yo, you gonna do what I have to do. And you know, I don't know if that's selfishness or just not paying attention to the hood. Like Paris and Eric heard my music for years and never made a move on me, you know what I'm saying, for years. And I'm not mad. I used to get mad about it, like, yo, these niggas know me. Just because they know me, don't mean, and they taught me a lesson. Just because I know you don't, God be pleased, I'm popping. Just because we know each other don't mean I'm going to put a record out for you, nigga. Like, all the struggle I had to do, you know what I'm saying? But then maybe I shouldn't act like them and put everybody to fucking, I don't know. I'm not even in a position to do it. And I respect their decisions not to work with me. Because in hindsight, I don't even know. I sent you a song that Eric heard that I thought was dope, and Eric produced it.
Yeah, that was dope. I liked it. I liked it very much. It was.
And I'm thinking like, yo, Eric, all you had to do was co-sign it, but you won't co-sign it. You know what I'm saying? You won't co-sign it, and I'm not mad at him. Like, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying, Keith Murray, peace to Keith Murray. That was my nemesis. When he got signed to Eric, I was running with Craig. So I used to look at the niggas, sell him a dime sack, and be like, yo, nigga, I can't wait to see you on stage, nigga. That most beautifulest thing in the world. Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright. Yeah.
Nah, that was my shit.
Hey, that was one of the most epic, a very epic record for the hood when he did that beautifulest thing in the world record. That was a good record.
Retarded.
But he also had the other one where he was like, "There's 96 degrees in the shade."
That was the first one.
Before I catch blood on my blade, you know that shit
was his introduction.
That shit was rough, man. That shit was rough.
It represented Long Island to the T.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it made everybody from the island proud because Craig was shaking, then Keith came shaking, and I was waiting for my opportunity to pop. And Craig kept on telling me, yo, don't worry. And every song I gave Craig, like I was sitting in songs like every other weekend. And the nigga was like, that's not it, Nat. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. You gotta make a hit. You gotta make a, like, he had, like, literally I had like tons of songs that the world never heard. Like, just tons of songs. And he didn't like, he liked some of them, but he didn't like them all. Then I went over his head and took my CD directly to Diddy. I never forget this night. I took the CD directly to Diddy. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. If you ain't gonna give me the deal, I'm going to Source, nigga. The nigga was in Daddy's house. I'll never forget it. Me and my man Papa Shot, pieced out the Papa Shot. Me and Pop went out, drove out to Manhattan to Daddy's house right there in the lower, wherever the fuck this shit was. And went upstairs and the Locks was in the building. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was in there doing something. And I said, yo, what up, Sheik? You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all niggas seeing it? They was like, nigga, I don't even know you. You Craig, man? Like, I'm like, yeah, nigga, like, because it was like, it was a separation of powers. But yeah, they was like, oh, nigga, he over there in the office. I walk over there to the fucking office, and he's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, just can you listen to my demo? Yo, B, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you was hungry, man. You was young, you know?
I was young.
You was willing to do whatever.
This is before the break. This is before the breakup actually happened. I guess this was the tape that broke the bull's back. I gave him the fucking tape before I get home, and this is when the chirps was out. Before I get home, I get the chirp. I'm like, yo, who's that? Like, my man Pop was like, who's that? Yo, it's fucking Craig, yo.
What that nigga said?
So, yo, we riding down the LIE and shit, and Craig's like, yo, why the fuck? And I keep on bleeping his chirp out, like, so he can't finish his sentence. He was trying to tell me, he's like, yo, Sean just called me, nigga. Why would you go out there and give him your demo? I was like, what you talking about, man? Like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? Like, yo, it's my music, son.
Yo, those are epic
In hindsight, I'm glad the man never liked it. Everybody signed a Bad Boy, got killed, ended up crack, killing a nigga. Everybody that signed a Bad Boy ended up dead. I don't even know what total's at. Where's Little Sammy? What happened to 112? Everybody that he touched.
Danity Kane. The list goes on and on.
The list goes on. So in hindsight, I'm glad he never liked the fucking record. Peace to Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. Word. Good looking, B.
Word. Hey, let me ask you a question, man. At the end of the day, man, what are your goals in life with this music, and what are you trying to attain and acquire in the end? What's your race?
At this point, so it's funny. Somebody asked me that. Somebody called me the other day. At this point, my goals with music have been accomplished. Like, straight up. Like, I got a freestyle. I got a song. I can do whatever I want with music. As far as chasing it and having it organized, that's what the goal is, right, at this very moment. Just having it organized and being, like, when I drop a song, I know it's copywritten and all that other shit. Like, that's, like, the music's easier than the business. And I don't have nobody that really does business around me. And, you know, just, at the end of the day, you got to figure it out for yourself. And if you're really focused, you will. I got other business things going on, so I'm content. I was saying this to the dude, like, yo, nigga, who don't want a record deal? Who don't want to be Jay-Z? Granted. But with all the fucking fish in the sea, I'm like, y'all niggas swim for the guppies, nigga. I'm going to stay over here, and whatever guppy come through, y'all I'll eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everybody and their mother rap. I was on YouTube, the 3 Gs, the 3 grandmas, some shit, old ladies rapping. I'm like, and they got 10 million views. So if you don't have a niche or a comic or like whatever the fuck, nigga, you see me up there, I took my shirt off, nigga, trying to get people to watch my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta, I don't know, like, as far as music is concerned, I think I'm accomplished. It's always more to do, there's always more to grow. As far as focus is concerned, it's just getting the business straight. You know what I'm saying? I pray that people like my music. I just got my first hater So I know people don't like my music, nigga. I feel good about that. I can't wait to address this nigga. I'm like, yo.
What's up? Hey, but listen, Nat, man, my time's running up. I want to say, listen, man, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit with you, man. It was dope.
Yeah, man. I want to build more with you. I know there's some shit we probably missed, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here too, man. Nat Burn forever, man.
Hey, I love you, kid.
I love you too, fam. Yo, listen, if y'all don't fucking know, man, who's hot, who's not, nigga, check it out. Burn told you, you heard?
Doing this since 9-5. Still ain't nigga hit yet. Nigga must have 9 lives. 9 lives in a jetpack. Watch me go blast off. First gate got left back. The Grammy goes to that burn. I could've took it as a setback, riding through left back, pumping Noriega. Listen very close to the story later. All praises to the high creator. Got a lock on the shit, say hi to Jada. And like a DJ, I'll cross your fader. Go and tackle crowds like an Oakland Raider. Got too much love not to love a hater. With a gun, asking loveless, pull a cape up forever.